Hi everybody, I'm Nelson Hansen from Alternatives, New Brunswick's Big Green Egg Specialist, and today we're going to show you how cooking the perfect ribs is easy as 3, 2, 1. You're going to need a couple of tools to get this job done. It's a fun cook, takes about 6 hours. Let's show you how to get these ribs nice and smoky. Today's ribs actually started last night when we prepared them. First thing we did was we removed the silver skin from the back of the ribs. That's that tough membrane on the back side of the ribs. Best way to do that is to pierce it with a knife and then use a paper towel to grab the silver skin and peel it off the back end of the ribs. The next thing we did was hit it with a rub. That rub is going to give it a nice smoky flavor and a bark that makes a crust on the ribs. So I used a Kansas City rub. Once I got the rub on them, I wrapped them in saran and put them in the fridge overnight, let all those flavors get together and get to know each other. We're going to start by getting that fire going and getting the fire down to about 200, 220 degrees. So you really want to control your drafts to control your temperature. Now we're going to use our plate setter. We're going to put it in the down position, and there's a reason for that. Of course, we're working with an area with fire, so keep your safety gloves on. Once we get the plate setter on in the down position, we're going to bring a pan of water into it. That's going to serve as not only a drip pan, that water is going to vaporize and provide some moisture for the meat. We're also going to smoke it. I kind of like the smell and the flavor of hickory, so I'm going to put a handful of hickory chips in there, and I'm not wetting them. Some people like to wet them, some don't. I won't, and just one handful is going to last your whole cook, a little bit more, and give you that nice smoky flavor. Now we're going to put our grill up on top of the plate setter and get our ribs on to get that nice low and slow cook happening. So we've got a really nice rub. We've got that Kansas City rub that's going to give a nice flavor to it. We've got the hickory smoke that's going to get a good flavor. Now we're going to go 3, 2, 1. We're going to close the lid. We're going to cook these for 3 hours at 200 to 220 degrees. And then after 3 hours, we're going to move on to the next step. So let's get cooking. So we're 90 minutes in on our cook, and as you saw on the dial there, the temperature has held perfectly at 200 degrees for 90 minutes. We haven't opened up the dome at all on the Big Green Egg because there's an old saying in barbecue, looking ain't cooking. However, we want to make sure that the ribs stay nice and juicy. So I'm going to show you a little trick. We've got this little squirt bottle, and it's filled with apple juice. That'd be called your mop in the barbecue business. So we're going to shoot that, and then we're going to close it for another 90 minutes, and then we're going to move on to the next step. So as we open up the dome, the ribs look delicious. They smell amazing. That hickory smoke is going to give them all kinds of really good flavor. We're going to hit them with the mop here. Lots of apple juice to keep them moist and tender. Close down the dome for another 90 minutes, and then we'll move on to the next phase of our cook. So we're 3 hours into our cook. Now we're ready to take it on to the next phase. We've done 3 hours uncovered. Now we're going to take our ribs and we're going to wrap them in aluminum foil and do them for 2 hours covered. This is the stage that really gets that meat to start to pull off the bones for you. Makes them nice and juicy. The Big Green Egg is performing wonderfully, perfectly at 220 degrees. It's been holding that temperature. Put them in, close the lid, and they'll sit there for another 2 hours. So we've been cooking for 5 hours, and the Big Green Egg has been staying perfect right at 200 degrees. And that's what's great about ceramic cookers like the Big Green Egg. Now we're going into the last phase of this cook, taking them out of the foil, putting them back on in direct heat for the final hour of the cook. There you go. During the last 20 minutes is when we're going to start adding our sauce, and we'll talk about our sauce once they're ready. All that nice juice, let that render in. So we've done 3 hours uncovered, 2 hours wrapped in foil. Now we're going to do our final hour uncovered and put the sauce on them for the last 25 minutes, 30 minutes. These are going to be fantastic ribs. Now we're down to pretty much the final step in this cook. It's been an all-day event and it's been a lot of fun, and I cannot get over how good these ribs smell. The Big Green Egg has performed wonderfully. Now it's time to put on the sauce. Now you can make your own sauce if you're into that kind of thing. There's lots of good sauces available. This one's from Nova Scotia. Pat's Preserves out of Eastern Passage, Nova Scotia. I used to live there, so we'll give them a shout out. Put on the sauce now for about the last 30 minutes of this cook. You want to do the sauce last because there's a high sugar content in the sauce and it'll caramelize pretty quickly. Caramelize is a wonderful thing. Burn is not. So you want to get that sauce on, let it caramelize over a very quick, short period of time. Let's put some on the underside because you do eat the underside. There we go. They're all sauced up. In another 20 minutes to half an hour, we are going to have some amazing ribs cooked on the Big Green Egg. So there it is. There is a beautiful smoke ring in there. This is sticky, sweet deliciousness. A 6-hour cook means that these are going to taste amazing. If you want to know anything, barbecue tips, anything you want to know about the best barbecues in the business, come on in and see us at Alternatives. We're your guys. Bless you. Greetings everybody and welcome to Alternatives YouTube channel. This is a place where we'll be sharing all kinds of tips and tricks and recipes for cooking on the wonderful barbecues and ceramic cookers we have at Alternatives. Everybody knows Alternatives is Southern New Brunswick's Big Green Egg specialists, and we love tasting food off of the Big Green Egg. It truly does taste better.